All right, thanks a lot. It's great to be here. My name is Ken So, CEO and founder of Flowcast. And our mission is to unlock cash in supply chain. While we're based in San Francisco, we actually spend a lot of time here in Singapore. So if you think about the global supply chain, 1 out of 5 SMBs are actually getting access to low-cost capital. The other four, or 80% of the company, accounts for $2 trillion of financing gap. If you think about the supply chain, the distributors are actually becoming the bottleneck with the lack of access to affordable financing. So that has a ripple effect throughout the buyer side as well as the supplier. So we're currently working with some of the largest companies in the world, including Telstra in Australia, Nike, P&G, and then a number of large banks here in Singapore, including Standard Chartered and DBS. And what we're doing is, if you think about some of the data that's available in a corporate ERP, currently a lot of these companies are only looking at the existing business critical data. That's only 15% of all kind of existing available data. What if you can harness all this untapped data, beneath the tip of the iceberg? And that's what we're trying to do to close this $2 trillion in working capital gap. So it is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. And what we've built is an AI-powered financing platform that really surfaces some of these transactional performance risk metrics. So for example, things around late days and dilution rate around these transactions. And we allow that type of insight to underwrite some of these transactions. The benefits are really to help the supply chain to grow sales, so to unlock and drive more capital, drive more efficiency in the channel. And second is really about kind of automating that decisioning, automating that underwriting process. So we're not a funder ourselves, so we tend to work with large financial institutions or non-bank funders. And we work with large corporations like Nike and P&G when we help finance their supply chain in terms of either the distributor side or the vendor side. And we apply machine learning models to better assess that risk. So we've seen over more than $300 billion in transactions. So we've really trained our models to look for these performance type risks. And then we surface those insights to a dashboard that allows our funding partners to be able to do the underwriting and do the financing in a very kind of analytical and easy to interpret way. And so our team is primarily made up of data scientists, so with background in credit risk as well as in trade finance. We are a venture-backed company in San Francisco, and we are looking for our Series A in the next quarter. But here in Asia, we're looking to find additional partners that are willing to help us and to drive innovations in the trade finance space. So with that, if you guys are interested, come find me afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. So our next startup actually again showcases the global network that we have here at Plug and Play. They're part of the startup Autobahn program that Said referred to earlier in Stuttgart, as well as they're part of our Batch Zero for Insurtech in Munich. Please help me present Gunther from Let's Tech Zero.
Well, thanks K1 and thanks to Plug and Play for having us. My name is Gunther. I'm the founder of Lexatexer. We are Berlin based and we are active in predictive analytics. The largest part of information in large corporations like yours actually is unstructured. It's not that nicely structured time series data that everybody's talking about. It's unstructured data, it's customer communication, it's email, it's documents, any person-to-person communication. And wouldn't it be cool if you could assess that shipwreck, at least that's how it looks to me typically, if you could extract the information, extract the details, and use this information for analysis. And that's exactly what we're doing. In the past, This has been done by your hero insurance employees. And why are they heroes? Because they read tons of, pardon, boring text, right? And by the end of the day, if everything goes right, they come up with actionable information. The problem with this is it won't scale. How much text can a person read in a given time, right? So we believe in the future this will be analytics driven, and that's where we come in. What our product is an analytics platform that we've built. Think of it as Lego building blocks. But instead of fancy colors, our building blocks have names from machine learning, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and security. And with these building blocks, with these Lego building blocks, we build products. And they're not always as fancy as the Millennium Falcon, and we're still working on the Lightspeed part. But in reality, our products are more mundane. And here are some use cases and some products that we've built with our customers. For example, we've been working with EY and DHL on contract analysis. What we do there is for example, we quantify the degree of compliance supporting insurance companies at least to partially automate their underwriting process. We've been working again with EY and other companies in risk management and risk assessment. And who we cater to is our asset managers with at least 10 billion euros under management. They tend to be very risk averse. Risk is their daily business. What they have today is nicely structured data, but they're missing out on a very large part of data, which is news, right? And news are driving market. We covered that part and we quantified the impact of news on their assets. The same we did for Daimler. We built a system for sales intelligence, quantifying the impact of news on their sales KPI. And we're working with a couple of other companies like DXC to build next generation service desk automation systems. We provide you with data if you don't have your own data. That's part of the products we built to help jumpstart your analysis. We got founded a year ago, incorporated a year ago. We got pretty much traction the past year. Our platform was validated by major players across Europe and the US. We're currently rolling out in the German-speaking countries and the Netherlands. We're looking very much forward to coming to Singapore. Here is our team. We got a background both in academia and in business, coming from MIT, Duke University, Humboldt University, Berlin, but also we have some senior partners from EY on board. And the way we operate is we offer you to run a POC with us. 3 things we need from you. Data, well, in some cases, right? Sometimes we bring in our own data, but what we need is an entrepreneur in residence who understands our business and translates it into your language, and a technician that is, we take along the journey, and that person would translate the knowledge into your corporate language again. So come see me at my table. Thanks again.